is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for Destinies, which was a game that was on my top anticipated list for 2021.
Broke you that.
This game is why hope isn't real.
How many times have you said don't get excited for games lately, especially?
This week, twice.
This game does a lot of things right and a lot of things wrong.
A few key things.
Yes. And I don't know if it was more of just kind of being blindsided, but how it was actually going to function, or if it was just going to be always going to be a problem with just the core mechanics of the game. Because in my mind, I was like, this is not a semi-cooperative game. It's not cooperative for sure, and it doesn't really feel competitive in the way that, I mean, yeah, we're competing for our own destinies. So it is a competitive game, but I had the imaginings of everything that I do will not be affected by you.
Right.
Like, I will just know my stuff. I will talk to a guy. And you know what I think truly ruins this entire game? Is the fact that everything on the app is read out loud. And the reason I say that is because if I go talk to to this farmer way over here, and you're over here, whatever he says, you guys now know exactly, oh, perfect, I'm going to go, some slight spoilers of the mission, but, oh, he wants his sheep back. You know exactly where to go to get that, because everything is out in the open. So then, oh, it's your turn next. Boop, boop. Okay, got it.
Yep.
You didn't know he needed his sheep back. You didn't experience any of that.
Right.
And that is one of the crux of why I despised Fallout. Was, oh, I start a quest over here, you get to finish it over there.
Yeah.
Just because it happened that way.
Just because that's how it happened. And that is everything about this game that completely drains me. It's not thematic. You're on the other side of the fucking map. How do you know that the new farmer that we just talked to, how do you know what he wants?
Right.
And that completely gives an unfair advantage. I am absolutely shocked I won. Because of just, okay, well, I mean, we kind of talked about what each of our destinies was, because it was kind of like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, we also thought everyone was going to have completely different ones for that very reason of how, oh, what she wants to do, therefore, nothing we can do can stop her.
Right. There might be some overlap, but they're not going to be directly competing.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
You're like, we might be wanting some of the same items, but for totally different reasons.
Exactly.
But you two at least have.
You had one of my destinies.
Probably to the word. We haven't actually read the words, but
yeah.
it seems like it was
mine
the
said,
thing.
help 3 townsfolk in need to make them join your cause.
Mine has different wording, but it is the same thing.
Okay. Slay 3 devils to make it willing to fight you.
Yeah, kill 3 devils ravaging the land to restore its power.
Where did you guys need to go?
I needed to go to the watchtower.
Where do you need to go?
When
you are ready, go to the blank.
One of them, I don't.
Oh, you actually had 2 different areas?
I didn't have. Oh, I'm sorry, at the bottom.
Yeah.
Chapel.
Yeah.
Okay, I had to go to the Rat Palace.
Oh, cool.
So that's where they differentiate.
Yeah.
Okay, but even then, even if it's like, because you don't know that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so you're sitting there, like, okay, I need to kill 3 devils. I'm not fucking finding any.
And I just happen
you
to
just
run
happen
into
to
them.
find all of them and kill them. Now you assume that, okay, in a 3-player game, like, you pick who's playing, so they obviously make it to where there's 6 devils. Like, you fucking hope. At least 6. So if she runs across 3, she's not going to keep going and killing more.
Right.
But it should be at least 6, because then even I should know, oh, okay, well, I can still go do that. Yeah. But because of just the nature of exploring everything, you don't know. So you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go over to this area and hope there's a demon there. Nope. I used my torch and it just ends my turn. So now I burn. You waste so many turns in this game. It's infuriating. And when Kat when Kat found a demon and killed it, I was like, okay, because I thought you were just wanting to do that. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. It's kind of an RPG. You kind of want to do stuff. So I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. Then she found another one.
And I was like, I gotta kill
and then she kept doing it, and I'm like, that's a little odd.
I'm like, I have to.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Because, I mean, it's not really a Destiny. Like, I mean, it's not really an RPG if you're forced to pick one of these. Right. I did not want to help do the 3 townsfolk. I wanted to slay demons.
Right.
But because she kept having to do it, and eventually it came to a point where I was like, oh, you keep failing. And that's why I told you I'm going there to do this.
I gave up on trying to get the item out of the thing because I needed a ritual thing.
Oh.
I needed to put it into restore the shrines for the old gods.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever. Seth seems like he wants it. It's not working. I failed a couple times. Let me go just do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does kind of shove you in one direction. In my opinion, it might even. I don't like prolonging games like if they don't need to be. So like let's say I had killed 2 demons and you had killed 2 demons. I'm like, okay, we're running out of demons. Then we have to switch gears, which we've not completed those quests yet. So we're doubling our time trying to do more and more things.
Right, and it's kind of like the game. I mean, and this is one of the great things it does. The narrative is very well written. The description, like, it does feel like an RPG. You go around trying to find things. But the problem with it feeling like a Skyrim or a Fallout or a Witcher is you have other people competing with you, stealing the stuff you want to do. Yeah. And it's like, I wasn't mad. I mean, I kind of was, to be honest. Whenever you watched me try and get that idol for so long, and it's like, oh, I'm just going to go there and take it. And it's like, it's not so much that you could do that. It's more of that I just wasted 30 minutes just trying to. And the fact that you can do that and just be like, oh, haha, fuck you, I'm gonna just take this, and it's like, what the fuck was I doing this whole time?
Yeah, well, but that was also tying in with one of my goals.
Yeah.
And as it turned out, I didn't know for sure, but I kind of suspected that it was something that I needed.
Gotcha.
I've never seen another one of those. I have to have 2. I have no idea where the other one is, and we've seen the whole map.
I thought for sure maybe the crucifix was going to be one.
Yeah.
But
is it not a ritual?
No, it's
you needed 2 ritual artifacts?
So like, where's the other one?
Probably
maybe the flower? I don't know, but...
You would think
inside the rat pack?
You would think that there would be enough.
Yeah.
I mean, Lucky Duck did...
It shouldn't be easy.
Yeah.
But it seems like we're competing for a lot of scarce resources.
Well, here's the problem that I have. This game actually feels like Mansions of Madness. In a good way. But their app actually is problematic because in Mansions you have the app and you have these same kind of tokens. You get to click on it and it tells you a description of what is there. So it's like, oh, what the fuck was that ambiguous symbol way over there? I don't. We've played for another 45 minutes. I don't remember. And you click on it in Mansions of Madness and it's like, oh, that's right. It was like a ritual dagger on a table. Okay, so you have an idea if you want to go do that.
Right.
You don't get that here. So whenever it's like, oh god, what does the farmer want? Do I want to waste my entire turn going over there? Okay, I'll see what he wants, and you go over there and click on it. And it's like, oh, do you want to visit? And that's your turn.
Yeah.
So then you look at it and it's like, oh, you can only buy stuff from him.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, that was your turn. So next.
Yep.
Well, and see, and I resolved that was the only way I was going to complete my quest. So I was actually going to start going to pretty much every single point, not remembering what they did. I remember a couple of them. And just re-exploring each of them.
Yeah.
Because I could not think of anything else to do.
Yeah, because the app does not let you explore and kind of be like, okay, where do I want to go?
Remind yourself of something you already knew.
Yeah, that is a huge detriment of the app. I mean, the app is great. It does the setup really well. The 3D miniatures tells you exactly which miniature you need to grab. It doesn't just say Rat King or something, and you're just like, I don't know who that is. Yeah. Shows you a 3D model that you can kind of turn.
Yeah. And it does remember what you've accomplished.
Yeah.
So that kind of guides it. And you got different choices than I did, visiting the same person.
Right.
Yeah.
For some bizarre reason, even though I could have done the same thing.
Right. And that's exactly... I remember bringing that up. I'm like, oh... You got an option from the witch. Can Kat go do that?
Yeah.
Will that show up? And I don't think it did.
We didn't go back to see.
Well, no, not for the witch specifically, but there were times where.
Huh? You were wondering, but there was a time that you and I talked to the same person, but you got a different choice.
Yeah, it was like a stone altar or something, or a shrine, or Yeah.
I probably could have used that. What the hell
Yeah, and
happened there?
I remember like, why is that there?
And it may have been other choices that I made, helping people instead of, stealing things from them.
Right. And the app is supposed to remember decisions you made. If you stole from an offering and it's like, oh, it makes you feel guilty, it's supposed to it remembers that.
Yeah.
Of course, with the app being what it is and not obviously designing it, you don't really know how far it does take into effect those types of decisions. But I mean, those are really my two biggest complaints. Is the fact that the app doesn't let you remind yourself what locations do, so you have to spend even more time to remember.
Yep.
I mean, or hopefully your other players remind you, what does the carpenter want again? Oh, he wants his debt paid.
Yeah.
Or you can just play with assholes and be like, I don't know, go check it out. And it's like...
Something pretty cool you should see.
I mean, the Destinies are not so specific that you're like, I have absolutely no idea.
Oh, right.
Except for the ones, well, like the gather a team to save the town, help 3 townsfolk. That was very obvious. Was kind of like, oh, okay, he wants debt. If I pay it, then he'll help me.
Yeah.
Basically any person, almost any person, you just help them, and I was like, whenever it was like, oh, medicine, I was like, oh, go to the blacksmith and heal his son.
Yeah.
That's helping a townsfolk.
Yeah.
But then the devil's one was just so random. You never knew where a devil was going to be.
I'm going to look in this hotel. There's devil.
There's Satan himself.
Hey, that's
cutting people up. And
that's a neat rock. Oh, it's a devil.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
I bet you there's a devil down there in the broken bridge.
And you know what?
Oh,
that's exactly why they make you read everything. Is because otherwise you would really not know anything.
Yeah.
And so
and
you
wasting a lot more time.
You do exactly kind of what you did at the end, one space at a time until you found it.
Yeah.
Which is extremely slow. So it's supposed to be like, oh, you went there, you found out that there's a devil's nest. So it's like, okay, now I can...
That's right.
Now there's a devil, so I know I can
and
go
at that
there.
point, I was fine letting you guys know, hey, go there.
But when you have competing objectives like that, it's not fun, because then it becomes a race. And it's like, oh,
and
wow, you found that. Well, Kat's going next, and she's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
she's got better skills, and so her luck is going to be...
And it's a race, of randomness, too. Like, I did that, 7 times, and you did it once, and you got it, and I was like, okay, yeah.
I at least told you I was going to do that.
No, and that's fine, because I truly checked out right before that moment. I was like...
Yeah, I mean...
Because I was going to leave. Like, you were like, I'm going over there, and I was like, that's fine, because I was going to leave. I was like, I'm done.
I mean... To be fair, I mean, for my with the pond and you with the barrel, it should have just been one of those things. Try it a couple times and be like, okay, it's not worth. Like, because you even mentioned you're gonna keep burning your strength if I keep failing. It's like obviously my dex isn't there. I should just move on. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I am adamant about getting this thing. Turns out it wasn't even something I needed.
See, and my shit wasn't even that detrimental, and it was something I knew I needed, and. It's just the dice. I couldn't do it. Like,
well, you also didn't have the dex to do it either. Like at that time.
Not great dex.
And that's what I'm saying. Is you and I both. While yes, it is luck driven. And I will say actually, I do not mind dice in this. I actually kind of like it.
Yeah. You can mitigate your luck.
You can
throughout the game.
Well.
Okay, we'll talk later.
Well, you.
I don't think you can.
You can increase your chances. You can't mitigate the dice.
I wish you could. Yeah, I wish there was a way to re-roll something.
Yes, and he had what was it? The Holy Water to let you re-roll all your dice.
No, I had a couple of things. Yeah,
it was the Holy Water.
But I discarded.
You had to discard it. So there are very few ways, but yes, you can increase your skills, and the game actually rewards you. If you fail, it's not like, oh, I'm just going to keep getting worse. Like I never felt like. It was mainly the hurt was I just burned a turn. Mm-hmm. And this game is a race at the end of the day. It's a race to find item or information to complete your destiny or hope others do it for you and you get there before them and you just snipe it from them. Yep. And so the luck isn't that bad because you can kind of, okay, I wasn't going to do a whole lot of intelligence tests because I was not built that way. Or you do kind of what you had 4 chances, of getting, at least you can get up to 4 successes with dex. I could only get 3. And so it's like maybe I shouldn't just keep trying dex tests until I get there. So, and then yes, the discarding items to be like, oh, okay, if I get rid of my sword, it's an automatic 10. That's 3 successes. Okay, that's probably going to be pretty good to do stuff like that. So, the skill checks and everything like that, the way the game works on your turn is perfectly fine, I think. But it's that unknowingness where Kat was like, oh, I don't know where another demon is. There's one right here. I guess I'll keep trying to get it.
Odds are I'll get it eventually.
Eventually. That's kind of what I was like with the stupid water thing. I'm like, eventually I will roll enough to get 3 successes. And...
Because my... I had the sickle that gave me one of these on a dex test.
Die?
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, well, that's no real big deal. Like, I wasn't really frustrated with the dex part as much as I was, like, the fighting it part, because I was like... dreaming of days I had a fucking hatchet that wasn't stolen by a tree or whatever.
It was the vines, which gave you the
sickle, thank God. It helped so much.
You got 3 gold out of it. But then you couldn't convince him to let you pay your debt.
Yeah, because...
But that's the one thing that you're low on, so it's kind of one of those things where you have to do so much and you can't do a lot on your turn. The game is incredibly simple.
Yeah.
For a game like this, I commend it for that. Because this could have been, you have 17 different actions that you can do. Or like Tainted Grail, or even Mansions has kind of a lot going on. The exploration of the map, Seventh Continent, kind of map exploration, stuff like that, where there's a lot of rules. For a game to be, the app is almost great, and for it to feel like an RPG and how simple it is really good. Mm-hmm. So, I would say it's kind of like burning your turn isn't that bad because it's very quick.
Yeah.
But I don't think that that's the case, because if I go somewhere and you think, oh, I need to destroy a rat's nest, I have a torch. That logically makes sense that I can burn the rat's nest.
Yeah.
Or I have a sword. I'm going to fight the swarm of rats. And then you just click on it and it says, nope, that didn't work. End your turn. And it's like, what the fuck?
Can I try something else?
Yeah, why can't I just keep trying? Oh, that didn't work, okay. And then if I fail, then it's at least let me try something.
Yeah.
But for it to just abruptly cut your turn, you're just like, I did nothing.
Yep.
And you can do that multiple times throughout the game.
Oh, yeah.
So, I've been talking a lot. What do you guys think?
I will say it seems to be balanced in one sense, because, for example, I started off strong. I started off actually working toward both of my goals.
Yeah.
Within a few turns, and since then have absolutely accomplished nothing toward either of them.
Yeah.
0.
Mm-hmm.
And no clue what to do or where to go for them. You, on the other hand, got pretty well shit on right off the bat.
Right.
And knew it.
Yeah.
And gave up.
Yeah.
And ended up winning.
Right.
Fairly. It was just a matter of the luck and the moving around and the simple strategy that there is. You used it properly. And so being able to recover and being able to rebalance without changing anything about the game.
Yeah.
And without giving you buffers because things have been so bad for you.
That's true. That's true. Nothing changed to swing it in my favor. I just eventually was like, oh, and there was clever strategy, or not strategy on my part, but clever mechanics of the game itself was, I know that girl wants help. She wants either a way to build the fence. Well, you have the toolbox, so I can't do that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. When I got the poison, it said good against, rats. So then I was like, oh, I'll go give it to her. And then she's like, hey, yeah, I'll help you. And it's like, oh, fucking thank God. And then, the blacksmith was kind of an obvious one once I saw the medicine. And then the farmer was... But that's the thing, is it's kind of shitty, because it's like, once she talked to the farmer... Mm-hmm. No, actually, you talked to the little girl...
Yep.
Saw she had a sheep. She talked to the farmer, who was like, hey, I need an animal. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, great, thanks for the work, guys. All your guys' work.
I didn't talk to him about the sheep. We just
No, but when you talked to him, I didn't talk to him to figure out what his options were.
Oh, he was just randomly complaining. Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, I think you're talking about me. I'm like, what the fuck?
You're just randomly, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so, you both did all the legwork, and then I come in and I just push the girl down, take her sheep, give it to him, and he's like, yep. You fulfilled one of your... We're the third... I'm the third guy.
Yep. And for whatever reason, I did not piece that together.
Right. And I just think that's...
Yeah.
It's very, very, very shitty.
Yeah. But again, the rebalancing, automatic rebalancing seems to work out pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, and I will say, I think that the fulfilling your destiny, like the finale at the end, I thought that was actually pretty cool.
I can see that.
Like, it was...
I figured it would be a series of skill tests.
Yes.
It was a bit more complex than I thought it would, which is nice.
Right.
A bit more story-driven.
Yes. Very story-driven, based off the choices you made.
Yep.
And it seemed like there were a lot of people here, in my instance, a lot of people here that you could help, and I happened to have these three, and it was kind of like it reminded me of Mass Effect, too, where you assign people to certain jobs.
Yeah, I was thinking of the suicide mission.
And then it's like, oh, okay, who do I send? And depending on how good they are, they might help.
Like, logically, it's like, I'm not going to send the priestess
Right.
to,
Yeah, like the very first one where it's like, hey, build traps to secure the food stores. And it's like, if I then do the blacksmith thing, it could have been the farmer, the little girl, and the gardener chick.
A widow or something.
Whatever she was.
Yeah.
So then it'd be like, how would that have gone, but I happen to have... I'm like, oh, perfect, blacksmith knows how to build stuff, so... And then, the farmer's kind of a handy, like, I'm gonna fuck you up, so I had him distract, and then... So that was actually really cool. That actually... Because Kat checked out. I was pretty much just trying to fucking get through it as well.
I was avoiding anything to not step in your way.
And that actually kind of brought me back, because I was kind of excited about... Not even, hey, I'm the only one doing this, so I'm eventually gonna win.
It at least got a story going again.
It got the story picked up where it's like, oh man, yeah, we're gonna do all this, and then the blacksmith, but it was all still based on skill checks. So I could have had the blacksmith try and do something, and he fucking eats shit and gets devoured by rats, or the farmer tries to help me defend and he just gets swatted, and who knows what would have happened if I failed. I really liked the epilogue. How it was revolved around the little script.
Yeah, give our little...
Like, kind of what his whole goal was, you decided that you will not be begging and groveling by the strength of you and your folk, that you will all prevail. He was all about, gods haven't done shit for us, so we're going to it's going to be the men and humans who actually get us through this.
Yeah, mine was, God hasn't done anything for us, what if the gods will?
Yeah, and I'm assuming you were all about God.
Honestly, I don't remember.
Everyone else
think I've read that part.
And it was pretty cool because since it tells you who to play at the beginning.
God will surely cleanse one way or the other. Yeah.
Since you pick who's in the mission, the epilogue tells you what happens, like what happened to both of you because you failed. And the campaign connects.
Sure.
All of them. So who knows if the nun comes back as a disgraced, woman of God, or you have a tribe of people that could come in.
I found my flock!
You know what? I still believe in the old gods. Which would be cool. And it's the knarrative and the exploration itself is not bad, in my opinion. Yeah. So what do you think of that stuff?
Well, I was pretty... I thought you were just going to ask me my all-around opinion.
No. Like, did you like nothing about the game?
No. I like the intent, like, if for what it is a solid setup. Like, everything should go according to plan. I just got really hung up on, like, losing momentum so quickly.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that shouldn't have been so hard. Like, and I should have taken my own advice. Like, it is my fault. I should have been like, okay, go get something that's going to help you. Like, move on, let it go. But then I was just like, well, if I leave there, who says I'm going to find something else again? I don't know, like, how readily available it is. So that kind of took me out of it. But,
I think they very much made a misstep on the rulebook. I think they should have made, like, a designer's note or something of, like, hey, there's enough for everyone to do something. Like, just so you're not blindsided by, well, I have to kill three devils.
Yeah.
And Kat's killing a lot of devils just for just for fun. I mean, yeah. I mean, because it's trying to be that balance of an RPG. You know, players make your own decisions. Oh, you want to go help the little girl, you can, or you want to push her down and take her sheep, you can. But then that was kind of when she killed the first devil. I was like, oh man, she found one. Okay, that's fine. And then she killed. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah, that sounds fucking fun. Let's kill the devil. Yep. And she kept trying to, and then she did another one. And I'm like, do you have the same goal? So I really.
That's when we all started kind of side-eyeing each other.
Yeah, and then
and that's exactly what I thought when I scooped up this artifact. Thinking, great, that's one of the things I need. Hopefully, it's also not something you need.
Yeah. No,
I needed it.
I just wanted it just because I found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't need it.
And you worked hard for it to try to get it.
Oh, well, not really. I just slaughtered. I made a wolf run away, and then I kept trying.
But yeah, you made multiple.
Because I just wanted it.
Yeah.
Right.
But so I think there's going to be a misconception. This is not an RPG.
No.
It is not a game where you get to do whatever you want. Because you will get in everyone's way trying to do everything.
Yeah.
And you're not. The goal is, at the end of the day, do your destiny.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, sounds obvious, but the maybe misconception, the way they marketed it, the way I understood it, was, yeah, you get to go talk to people, you get to buy stuff, you get to go visit, you get to do all these skill checks, you get to explore the world, but really you should just be doing stuff to fulfill your destiny to end the game. But I still think they should have had a little blurb like, hey, each scenario, everyone can do their destiny, or something. Like, just so everyone goes in knowing that if I get an artifact, and you might be like, what the fuck? You know, no matter what, no matter how many artifacts I get, you will be able to do that.
Well, I figured that there would be more. Still haven't seen any.
Well, the bishop died. He might have had one. There were 2 shrines that you never checked out.
Yeah, because I needed to get to a shrine. So I didn't want to check them out until I had the artifacts.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and there was also one very weird thing where you talk to the healer and then the witch, and you talk to them,
Yeah,
and
they kept saying, go talk to the other one.
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey, witch, and she's like, oh, maybe the healer will help you.
Yeah.
Where is he?
That might actually be a flaw in the programming.
I think it is. They might need to update that, which
they're working on stuff.
Well, Lucky Duck does do constant updates. Their Chronicles of Crime is constantly updated. So, I mean, yeah, I think a lot of the frustration was kind of just more misunderstanding. Like, same frustration I had with Kingdom Death. Oh, I thought this was an RPG where you build up your character. No, your people are a resource.
Yeah.
So when they die, you're not supposed to get attached. Kind of same situation here.
Yeah.
So,
I have to get attached, so.
I mean, I like having the Destinies. I think it is just one of those. I mean, because here's the other thing.
They just shouldn't overlap as much. We shouldn't be competing for resources.
Yeah.
Scarce resources.
In such a tight board.
I mean, if you look at it, like, there's still 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 things to do.
Yeah, but most of them we have done, even though they may have changed.
But now with the correct items, a lot of ones, like for Cat, like maybe there was a fucking artifact up in that old tree that's been there forever.
Maybe that.
She never climbed it. She had ways. Now, I will say, getting gold is a pain in the ass.
Oh god, yeah. Which, to be fair, we didn't really sell anything except Cat did
she
finally.
sold to go do the thing. Yeah,
because they're all useful.
They are all useful, but I mean, we now know I ended my thing with a liar, and that could have been one of those things that it's like, oh, hey, I'm gonna go help the warden. He needs to be cheered up. Sounds like music will cheer him up. And I do like that a lot.
But then you get over there and he's like, he throws away your lyre because he hates music.
Breaks it, stabs you.
And you're like, oh, okay.
Just give me the rope. I want to hang myself.
You lose 8 intelligence.
Cheer him up. Hand him a noose.
He's like,
yeah. Jumps out of his tower.
But you mentioned the gaining and losing of the whatever you call this attribute areas. all in all, I like the tracks and I like the multiple point. I like the whole mechanism of that.
It is unique, yeah.
The some of the you gain and you lose consequences seemed a bit arbitrary.
Oh.
Sometimes they were tied to the type of skill.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they just seemed like, here's a punishment for no particular reason.
You gotta lose something.
Or you lose one and here's experience, so you get 2. Like,
right.
What a weird
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, that is kind of odd. I mean, I like the fact that XP is in it and it's kind of free-flowing of just, so, I mean, it's meant to be like because they know you can burn turns, that they're trying to just kind of soften that waste of time.
I think I only got 2 or 3 of them the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't fail a whole lot. You succeeded on almost every check you did.
Yes, because I was very specific about what I was trying to accomplish.
Yeah. Yeah, and Kat and I were just all over the place just trying
you
to
get
figure
experience when you fail. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Gotta suck at something to get good at something.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love the map exploration. Feels very much like Tainted Grail, Seventh Continent, Mansions of Madness.
But I also thought it was going to be bigger.
Well, it might be. I mean,
this one isn't. We've got.
No, sorry, not this one. But I mean, there's three
It might
others.
get
Three
bigger,
other scenarios. There's 2 expansions to it.
And this might just be your introductory scenario, so we're going to keep it kind of small and limited. And
I mean, because there's all this. I mean, there's a bunch of different locations, and the overall narrative was pretty cool. I mean, I love this time period.
Yeah, and to be fair about like the map size, like this was just a village under siege, so we're not like we weren't trying to go on the outskirts.
And they kind of do what the Mansions of Madness does, where they had like this rat swarm that. I mean, I bet if I had poison and I went there, it's like, aha, got rid of it.
Yeah.
That's a devil or something, or maybe some great relic or something.
Yeah.
So, which brings me to my next question: is this game replayable? At least, is the scenario replayable?
I mean, as long as you have.
Well,
I was gonna say as long as you have like different people, but
no, the scenario will always be these 3.
Oh, well,
Which
I mean,
means...
I guess if you swap people, but you're gonna know.
Right. It's that is kind of a negative to it. Is the main story will be the same, but how you go. I mean, even because the rules even mention that it's recommended if you are playing. Replaying a scenario, it's with someone who's already played it. Because if you guys don't know where devils are, and I do, then I know exactly where to go.
I was about to ask.
Or at least we all know what the goals are.
Yeah.
The Destiny goals.
Right. But even then, it's like, oh, I know I have to kill 3 devils, and it's like, yep. I know where they're at. There's one right over here. There's one right there. There's one
that's
right
what
over
I was
here.
going to bring up. I was like, well, do they switch spots?
Assuming that the map layout is the same every game.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It would have to be.
There could be some randomness to it.
I don't think so, because they all connect. Like all the pathways, they're very intentional.
Yeah, you're right.
Very
the
intentional.
artwork does connect.
Yeah. It is. I mean, it's kind of like the variety in a scenario is kind of like, okay, well, this is this is the Destiny I did as a soldier. I'm gonna do the other one. I'm gonna do the one where I need to slay 3 devils, and then you guys didn't do yours, so then you do yours. So the epilogue will be different. How you go about it could be different. Like I could be like, oh, I'm gonna get 3 townsfolk. This time I'm gonna get the child, the innkeeper, and the carpenter,
The old woman.
and the old woman, and the road warden or something. And see how that pans out. But yes, this game is it has the same replayability as playing Sherlock Holmes Detective Chronicles of Crime.
You try to like beat your own score. My thing is like, let's say we all do replay it. I mean, since we were open, I mean, I guess that's kind of our bad. We were transparent about our goals. It would just kind of become like a hyper aggressive like race to the finish, because we all know where everything is. We know what to go for.
We still have no idea where that second artifact is.
Oh, it's down there. I bet you anything, if you give that lady wreaths, she'll probably be like...
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, that is
so do it just like that.
That's a good point. It does become a hyper-aggressive race, so therefore it's not even fun to redo it.
Unless you're into that.
Yeah, well, yeah, for us...
It'd be a lot more competitive, now that we know how competitive it actually is.
Yeah.
Right, because it's like, oh, I know exactly what the huntsman needs to do, I know what the nun needs to do, you guys know what the soldier needs to do. Boom, boom, trying to just quickly get in each other's way, which I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't want.
Or if we're not getting it in each other's way, then, or like if only 2 people are getting in each other's way, that one person who has like that fringe goal, they're like, like they can just go run off.
Oh well, me and you are fighting devils and competing to kill devils. You're over there.
You're just
Got my
running
got my 2 artifacts.
Yeah. I'm already done.
Yep, I won the game. Yeah, it is kind of a letdown that this RPG feeling game. I mean, yeah, it's like, well, okay, well, the story's going to be the same. How you go about it might be a little bit different. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if we did this...
Luck of the rolls, of course, going to be different.
Luck of the rolls would be different, but still, it's like, okay, I know where 4 or 5 devils are. I need to kill at least 3 of them. Kat knows where they are, so if she's going over here, then I'm going down here.
We know where we know where pretty much all the devils are now.
So, I mean, it's not necessarily that replayable, and it's not even one of those where it's like, oh, I'll do this same scenario in Chronicles of Crime because you guys haven't done it. Mm-hmm. And it's just fun for me to still kind of be involved in the storytelling and just kind of nudge you guys along. Here, I can't do that because it is competitive. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't nudge you guys along for the story or be involved in the story because I fucking know what it is.
Yep. And you got your own goal.
Yeah, I got my own goal, so it's like, okay, yeah. I guess I'll try for the second... What they should have done was... It could have been the same layout, different people.
Yeah. That's why I was like, oh, with different people, and you're like, no, and I was like, oh.
Nope. Each scenario has specific... I mean, there's a stack of people.
Yeah.
Like, for scenarios. But... At the end of the day, no, it's...
But they're not interchangeable.
Because the app shows you, oh, here are your 3 people.
I remember you saying that. I remember you showing... You were like, oh, look how... Yeah.
And that would be... That would easily just fix the replayability. Like, you have this whole stack. You shuffle them, like kind of like Mansions of Madness. You shuffle the scenarios and be like, okay, the 3 this time are the Coward, the Corruptor, and the Huntsman. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. And all of them are available. You pick which one. So now, his goal, you want to talk... How people interact, that would be impressive.
Yeah. That would at least make it replayable for sure.
Yes. But unfortunately that's not the case. So it's kind of a limited game that I mean and it's not like it's one of those things where it's like Seventh Continent, for example, is yes, you do a curse. And whenever you finish the curse, you finish it. But it takes like 10,000 minutes. Each curse is like... and I'm not kidding, that's kind of what they estimate, is 10,000 minutes of a curse.
Wow. So
it takes forever to finish one curse. So it's not like this took, this took 2.5 hours to play. But I don't know. I think it does certain things well, but not well enough to come back to.
Yeah. And the flaws are
pretty annoying. Yeah. If I'm not giving Fallout a pass, I'm definitely not giving this game a pass, because that is just... I mean, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Oh, I completed one of my goals because you guys did the legwork.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you only helped me achieve one of mine.
Yeah. I mean...
And you didn't even know you're doing it, and neither did I,
true.
for sure. I had to get it before I went, yes, I was right.
That's true. And even if we didn't...
wasted turns.
Right. Even if we didn't try, like, or tell each other the Destinies, like, that still would have been almost annoying, where it's like, you guys would just watch me be like, oh, I'm going to go here now. I'm going to take the sheep. Because then be like, wait a minute. How do you even thematically know that he wants a missing sheep?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was just going off exploring different parts of the map. I was just looking for people to help and looking for artifacts to collect. And, there's a devil.
Yeah.
All right, I'll walk away.
Oh, there's another devil.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, there's another devil. Or even like, he wants to be cheered up, and it shows an item. Well, I have a lyre. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's one way I could probably help him, and he's another townsfolk that...
I have alcohol. I didn't think about cheering him up with that.
That would have been funny.
It's a depressant.
Yeah. The art looks really cool.
Yeah.
I actually really like these tiny minis because it fits to scale.
Yeah, they're nice.
That's true.
I mean, it doesn't. This guy is still a giant over his house, but it's definitely
not
just being like
the
an
whole
actual
tile or something.
It's not like you have just this guy. I mean, this guy actually on the map is very incredibly menacing.
As he should be. He's probably deaf.
Yeah, probably.
Fourth Fourth Horseman.
Maybe. Is the fourth Horseman death?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
trying to think.
pestilence, famine,
Plague.
war, and death.
I guess pestilence is plague, wouldn't it?
Yep, those are the 4 horsemen. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
This like
It's-
sucks the life out of me.
It's split. I mean, some things are really great.
Yeah.
Some things are pretty great. And some things are, what the hell?
Yeah, like, where was the design decision back there? I mean, it's a small thing, but one thing I do like is the trade stack. You just take tokens and set them off to the side. And
Everybody knows about it, so
Yep.
everybody can go there.
Right? I mean, money, while it's hard to come by, it's not like you're going out and buying things that cost 5 gold.
Oh, yeah.
You acquire loot and then or special items to sell. That's where you get your big money.
Yeah.
So whenever it's like, oh, I need herbs to do that. Oh, well, he's selling them, and it's still just 1 gold. I'll sell this rope that I found for the herbs, and then go and complete a thing.
Yep.
It is creative with the QR codes. That is always fantastic. That's how Chronicles of Crime is,
Yeah.
where it's like you get to go talk to people and be like, oh, hey, what do you know about this knife? What do you know about this, event that we heard? And what do you know about this location? And they all know.
Yeah.
But still, Lucky Duck's best game is that game, is Chronicles of Crime. And I think they try to incorporate that here with an ever-moving world. And you can't replay Chronicles of Crime necessarily, but it's cooperative, so at least you're playing together and not pissed off that someone won the game through the work that other players did.
Mm-hmm. I'm not pissed, by the way. You earned it. You did fine.
I honestly don't feel like I did.
Okay.
I gave this.
You can be pissed now.
I mean, I'm not pissed. I mean, but because the epilogue thing was fun, I
Yeah.
guess. It was sorry. I guess it necessarily wasn't fun because like all I did was, oh, okay. All right, I got it. I got 8. That's it. And all right, that's that. You don't really do a whole lot. You just read through a narrative, but at least the narrative was well written. Weirdly enough, the epilogue wasn't voiced over. But the beginning thing was.
Yeah, you were like waiting.
I was just waiting. I'm like, oh, maybe it's gonna load in, and it didn't. I'm like, oh.
I sat here
Yeah, I
like
was thinking that it would. I thought you had an option for it to voice pretty much everything.
That'd be nice.
Well,
In the whole game.
because I didn't turn that off. Because the opening read out, which was done really well.
Yeah.
Yep. I was thinking anytime you visited somebody, it would read out, or you could turn that off if it was just annoying or slow.
Right. Maybe it was automatically turned off. I don't know.
But no.
So yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. That's all I can really think of. Damn.
Yeah.
You guys got anything else?
I do not.
All right, scale of 1 to 10. This is a rough one, Kat.
This is I always feel like I have to say this. I always go off of my enjoyment, my personal preference, as well as like, was it a solid game? Like, did it have good game mechanics? And while it does have, like we said, 50-50, like some mechanics are really good. I'm not joking. At the end of the game, my stomach hurt because I was just like, I just want this to be over. I'm not having fun.
You almost freaked out whenever I said no.
You were
it's
like,
numbered.
it's 7, and I was,
I have to do this
I was
7
just
more
like,
times. Oh, but we have to wait. Because I did one thing. Okay, now you guys get to go, and now it comes back to me.
Yeah.
And while yes, it's like if you guys were close and you could start yours, you might be able. But even then, it's like I'm doing pretty well on mine. Chances of you starting yours immediately and surpassing my steps is slim.
you'd have
to
to
none.
whiff on your checks. I mean, essentially, but which would be incredibly frustrating. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay. Below average game.
Yeah, just for me. So, I mean, and it kind of hurts to give it a 4, to be honest.
Yeah, this one had the makings. I mean, Lucky Duck also did Kingdom Rush.
Okay.
If you remember.
I remember.
Remember Kingdom Rush.
Yeah.
Which was a fine game, but it's like play the app.
Yep.
You know. Like it's the app, play the app.
Oh, Kingdom Rush. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember playing that and then quitting and then playing it.
But you're like, it's the exact same.
I'm doing
Why are
it
you
faster.
fiddling with all this? Yeah. Brett.
Again, it's a split between good stuff and bad stuff. So on average, I'll say 5.
5. Yeah. I mean, because here's the thing, is I can't necessarily say that anything here is really original, like the map exploration is done in like 3 different games. The app is done with the atmospheric music, the talking to people, the doing checks. That's all done in Mansions of Madness. And the difference between that and this is Mansions of Madness has multiple endings for each scenario.
Okay.
And it's cooperative.
And a better app interface with like the locations.
Yeah, the fact that you can be like, what the fuck is this? Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to do that?
You don't have to like commit.
Yeah, so you collect items, you do all that. Mansions has multiple scenarios that, oh, hey, let's do this one again. Because at least there's going to be 3. Like a good one, an okay one, and a bad one. But you don't know how to solve them.
Right.
So that game does it better. The tile exploration is way better in 7th Continent and Tainted Grail. So I'm kind of split because I wanted to like this one. And yeah, it just kind of pales in comparison to all those other games. And...
Go ahead and say it. You'll feel better.
I think I'm going to agree with Kat. I think this is a 4 out of 10. Like, I mean, the only replayability is be like, oh, I didn't use the herbs over here.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, okay, what's that
Okay.
gonna...
All look for that second artifact.
Yeah. That's just the goal, is to find it.
There's got to be more than 2.
No.
No. No, yes, there has to be more than 2.
But
I think... Yeah, I think if they had the fact that you could play the scenario and you just shuffle and you say, oh, these are the 3 that came out,
yep.
select them in the app, that would give you replayability for your scenario, but the fact that it forces you to play a certain kind is just, I don't want to play the soldier again. I know what you guys, I don't want to, hey, I want to play the huntsman or the woodsman this time. Why? He does the exact same thing that I need to do. Kill 3 devils. And nothing changes. His story would have been a little bit different how he went about it, like fighting, the Rat King or whatever. But yeah, I just think that if those other games didn't exist, it'd probably be a 5, maybe even a 6. But the fact that I can sit here and name 4 other games that do everything that this game does, it's just like, why would I play this instead?
Yeah.
So it sucks. That sucks. But that's our thoughts on Destinies. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.